is Pilot News, covering Principia College and beyond. On campus, off campus, news that affects our Principia community.
Hello and welcome to the inaugural
this
broadcast
quarter,
of
but
Pilot
they're
News.
Campus news, sports, people, events. We go where the news is, bringing you fair and full coverage. From the Templin TV studio, this is your Pilot News.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Pilot TV News. I'm Erin Swinney alongside Jacqueline Pappas. Danny Corbett has sports, and Katie Sidness hosts the Arts and Entertainment segment. Here are this week's top stories.
Dominion in the Face of Adversity was the name of his talk, but it also defines Erik Weihenmeyer, the first blind man to summit Mount Everest, spoke to the college campus over Parents' Weekend. The story of his life proves undeniably that you can accomplish whatever you set your mind and heart to. Kayla Gillum caught up with Erik before his unforgettable talk.
Erik Weihenmeyer is known for being the first blind man to climb Mount Everest. The boundaries Erik has broken and the accomplishments he has made are far beyond just summiting Mount Everest. Erik became blind at the age of 14. He learned Braille and decided he was not going to let being blind set him back in life. As a teenager, Erik began climbing rock faces. Erik did not grow up thinking of climbing Everest. Yet as he grew, he decided to start climbing something new, big snowy mountains. He conquered Rainier, Long's Peak, Mount McKinley, and many more in preparation for Everest. Mount Everest was not something Erik could do alone, so he surrounded himself with a supportive, world record-breaking team composed of his great friends.
And I knew that those friends would make the difference for me. And I thought about these great friends. You know, I put my life in their hands, and they put their life in my hands, and I brought them into this vision and got them to believe in what we were doing, and ultimately 19 of us stood on top. And for me, that's the coolest part of the trip, is that that's still a world record. It's the most people from one team to reach the top of Mount Everest in a single day.
Global Explorers, an organization that leads leadership trips around the world, contacted Erik to help them lead a trip for blind kids.
I said, that's not so exciting, just blind kids working together, but blind kids working with sighted kids, because that's where the integration really, what life is about.
Erik took 10 blind kids and 10 sighted kids on a week-long journey through the Andes on the Inca Trail, ending at Machu Picchu in Peru. These kids climbed their Mount Everest with Erik's help.
And I like to be a part of adventures, and I like to be a part of giving people opportunities to find their potential.
Many think that Erik has done it all because he conquered Mount Everest. But he is far from tackling everything he wants to do in his life.
I have a tick list a mile long. Rock faces in the Yukon, and ice faces in Alaska, and, you know, peaks in Peru, and first ascents in Tibet, and ice faces in Nepal, and I mean, it's on and on and on. I will never run out of things to do in the mountains.
Erik has broken new ground, created more opportunities, opened new doors, and broken so many barriers. He has proven that your dreams can become a reality as long as you believe in yourself.
The 2007 Public Affairs Conference challenged Principians to examine the idea of democracy on a global scale. Is it really possible? Would it ensure world peace? This year's conference covered topics ranging from the prospects for democracy in the Middle East to the effect of 9/11 on the spread of democracy. Ben Rowe has the story.
From Thursday evening on, the Public Affairs Conference was in full swing at Prin. The question at hand for those who attended was, is democracy the global solution? After Thursday's opener by Mark Howard, What is Democracy?, delegates flocked to the Friday speakers' panel discussions, Transitions from Colonialism, Transitions from Communism, and Transitions from Authoritarianism. One of the most attended events of the weekend was Friday evening's Democracy in the Middle East speech given by Valerie Nasser in the Cox Auditorium. His credibility as an advisor to the White House made for a compelling speech, focused mainly on the troubles in Iraq and Iran. Saturday morning after breakfast, delegates had the opportunity to meet for a panel discussion on transitions in our post-9/11 world. The closing address was given in the chapel by Amy Chua, entitled World on Fire, Economics and Democratization. Starting and ending in the chapel brought closure to a weekend of global awareness and intellectual problem solving. Students, delegates, and faculty alike all had the opportunity to enhance their global perceptions and their perceptions on democracy as a whole across the world. For Pilot News, I'm Ben Rowe.
You may have noticed a few extra people on campus last weekend. Parents came from all over the country to see what their kids have been up to this school year. They attended classes, sporting events, and special performances to get a taste of what life is like at Principia College. Students, staff, and faculty worked together to make sure the weekend was a blast. Starting Thursday, parents arrived on campus to experience Principia firsthand. They got a chance to tour the campus and hang out at the pub for a shake. The school also organized several special activities for the weekend. On Friday, parents attended presentations on the Mammoth Dig and the solar car, as well as a talk by Erik Weihenmeyer. That night, after the talk, John Hinthorn, George Clemens, and Skip McIntosh performed original music in Wanamaker Hall. On Saturday, the school hosted several abroad slideshows, a variety talent show, and an ice cream social to top off the evening. Parents said goodbye and headed home Sunday. If they were exhausted from all the activities, they truly got a taste of life at Principia.
It's almost time to break out the caps and gowns. Graduation is just around the corner and celebration is in the air. Seniors are excited.